Hey, what's going on guys? Welcome back to the another very exciting tutorial. So recently I upload some low poly stuff inside of After Effects with Element 3D. So as you see here, this is what I create with Element 3D and not any other plugins. So what I'm doing here to show you how I create this, but instead of doing full tutorial, I'm not doing step by step how I create this. So I'm just show you how I create, and this is very easy to do. So as you see, this is the full 3D. So let me show you my layer. As you see, these are my layer. So first is the color correction, hold the comp, as you see, just a little bit, and we have camera control, some lights, and the E3D layer. So let me jump in the element and show you my stuff. So go to the scene setup, and as you see, we have this planet, sorry, Iceland, whatever you call. So as you see, this is pretty cool. So, and as you see, my two layer, this is the text. As you see, this is on group number 2 and the whole Iceland in group 1. So how I create this, so let me show you. Let me remove unused material, and as you see, these are my material, some colors, nothing fancy. So as you see, we using this create, and I'm create this object. As you see, circle, rectangle, cone shape, and some others to make this stuff. So let me show you. I'm going to create, make a folder and call this folder first in the group 4. Okay, group 4, and disable these two, and let's create a cone shape. So as you see, this is the cone shape. So first I need to rotate. So let's grab the rotate and hold on shift and then rotate. So it will 45 and 90. So as you see, perfect 90 degree. And if we go to the wireframe, as you see, this is the wireframe actually look like. So these are the vertices. So if we work on poly stuff, we need these vertices low as possible. So I'm going here, as you see, select the cone, and as you see the edit menu, you can see the segments, the cap segment and the height segment. Height segment means this one, the cap on this one, this circle on the top. So let's reduce some, maybe 2, as you see, the 2, and the cap, as you see, if I increase the cap, you can see what it's happening. So maybe this one also 2, looks good. And then we're going scroll down, and where is this? Okay, so first turn on the no smoothness, and then go to the material options, and then scroll down. Where is this? Okay, just wait, let me find. Okay, surface option. So this is the normal threshold. We need to decrease all the way 0%, and then from model to dynamic deform. So select this one, dynamic deform, and we go to the shade. As you see, we have very rough object, as you see. So let's scroll down and go to the cap segment 1, and as you see, this is pretty cool. Let me this one go 2, and the sides, let's decrease the sides. So if I decrease, you can see what is happening. So this is the square, as you see, very nice. So let me 6, okay, 6 sides. So as you see, and then scale individual x, y, and z. So I'm grabbing the y, as you see what happening if I grab, and then z and x. So you can create something like this with this material. Okay, so I create a floor something. So let's grab a circle, same technique on the circle too. Let me move circle up and move up again and go to the wireframe. As you see, the segments, these are too many segments, we need to decrease the segments. So going to 2, as you see 2 is looks pretty good, and go to the scroll down and surface option, threshold all the way 0, from model to dynamic deform, and then go to the shade. You can see the circle, and we're going to scale down the size of the circle, maybe 10%, maybe 12, and then go to the scale option and stretch on X and Y to make anything you want. On in this case, this is looking pretty good. So go to the segment, no smoothness check, and if I decrease the segment to 1, so now I have a cloud basically floating in the air. As you see, this is the cloud, and if you see this, if you see this one, we create some cloud and the mountains, as you see. So basically same technique I use to create. I'm using this cone. Let me create another one to show you. So this is the, move this up and radius down little bit, and height also something like that, and scale this down just a touch, and move this on the ground, and decrease this segment to 1 and caps also decrease down just a little bit. Okay, and then scroll down, surface option all the way 0, dynamic deform, and we have this nice mountain. And what I'm gonna do right now, just duplicate, just Control D to duplicate the cone, and then move over here, go to the scale option and just pull down the Y, and the move a little bit, so we can create this. Let's move this cloud to the side a little bit. Okay, so now we can see what's going on here. We have 2 cones like a mountain, and let's apply some materials. So I have created these materials. So this is tree, so I'm going to do this mountains actually looking like this. So drag this material, and with material option just select this material of that cone and scroll up. Make sure you disable the glossiness all the way 0, speculation all the way 0, and now you have this flat looking color. So this is the material, and then we're going to create another. Okay, let's duplicate that circle, sphere, Control D, and move side way, and go to the selection tool, and then pull this, make a circle, and pull this down here. Okay, and then stretch this one in the space like that, and also the Y to make a stone on the ground. As you see, making the stone, you can use the cone shape or the rectangle box. So let me show you with this rectangle how you can create and apply this stone material and create it. As you see now, this looking pretty good. And for that, let's apply this one. So as you see now, what's going on. So let's decrease speculation. Okay, it's looking good. So let's create a rectangle and go to the wireframe. If I hit Control Alt and then click on this visibility icon, you can solo this rectangle box. So let me go to the wireframe first, and then This is the chamfer segment. Let's pull this to 1, and this is also 1, all the way 0, and then scroll down from models, decrease surface option, my models to dynamic, and if I increase this segment, you can see, let me show you, go to the shade option and no smoothness. If we increase the chamfer, you can see what's going on with this rectangle box. As you see, this is looking pretty damn crazy. So I need something like this, okay, and then just decrease the Y scale, okay, like that, and X also, and the little bit, okay. So now hit Ctrl Alt and then click again to visible all the layers. Okay, let's up right here. Let's scale this down a little bit, maybe 10. Yes, 10 is good. And just move this in some place. So let me move this here, pull this down. So this is basically the house. You can see right here. If you see this one, same technique, I'm using this rectangle and a cone shape to create this type, and some side window and the door. So crazy stuff. Go back in that model, and as you see, looks pretty damn crazy. So let's apply some material. Where is the red one? Okay, so that's how I create. And for the green mountain, as you see, let me show you, this one, and this one. Let me show you how I create. So this is basically, let me show you here. So as you see, these are the cone shape as well. Let me pull this up and move back. So as you see, we just create this cone shape and stretch in the Z space. As you see, if I stretch, you can see what's going on. I'm just stretching and place on that position to make this happen. And if you think how I create this, let me show you this one on the bottom. So let me show you, this is basically also the rectangle box or the sphere, whatever you use. So let me show you how to create this. Let's create a circle. For that, pull this down, okay, and then segment all the way 1. So as you see, this circle from model to 0 and then dynamic. So as you see, the rough edges and the sides. And let's go up and scale. First move up a little bit. So as you see what's going on, you can see the edges. So let me scale this. No, we can stretch in XYZ. So XYZ, and move this down like so, and scale this one also, scale up and move up a little bit. So as you see, now we can get in some kind of place what I create for that example. So this is looking pretty damn crazy. So let's scale 113, just slightly improve, and then stretch some place like that. So as you see, now we getting on that. Let's move in that middle. So as you see, and let's throw material like so. This is the stone material, just a simple color, nothing expensive or fancy. So as you see, in the same technique we create this one. Let me show you this mountain and the sun and some clouds on 3D space, and then basically this text, as you see, this is low poly land. So what I do here, let me turn off this speed. Okay, so what I'm doing here, just unshy. As you see, this is the text layer. So let me show you. Okay, so as you see, this is text. We just add the text layer, low poly land, and go to the E3D layer, go to the custom layer and add this one on the path layer 1, and just go to the scene setup and simply extrude. So as you see, once we extrude, we have this. So all I need to do, just decrease these segments. So how I do that? So select the extrude model and go to the text solution, and as you see, the path resolution high, we need to low. So as you see, when I decrease the low, as you see, this roundness is little bit rough, as you see. So as you see, little bit rough. So that's what I need. And go to the, select the model, select the material, and just bevel outline enable, and we have this low poly stuff. As you see, very rough. And just throw some material like that, and boom, we have this awesome looking text. So that's how I create this text in front of that. So let me hide, and now lastly, let me show you the, where is this? I think we add a plane to reflect the shadows. Where is this? And as you see, this one, this is the plane. We show you material, select, as you see, matte shadow. If you disable, as you see, this is the plane, very reflective, doesn't matter, just add a simple plane right here, and then move in the position, and then select the plane model, go to the material, and then go to the settings, and as you see, we can enable matte shadow and matte reflection. But in this case, we don't need the matte reflection, so we turn on the matte shadow. And what happen, I just create a light, parallel light to top view. Let me show you my light. So as you see, here is my light, parallel light, so is direction right in this position, so we can see the shadow of this cloud and text and all that stuff is reflecting shadow on that ground, as you see, basically. And on that BG, which is just a simple BG, as you see, on the ramp, gradient ramp on that. So, and then the shadow looks like he's sitting on the ground. So as you see, this is looking pretty damn good. If you need, you can go to the render setting, ambient occlusion, and enable, so you can get a little bit shadows on that areas. As you see, this, as you see, darker. So let me show you. So go to the window and enable FX console. So this is the video copilot script plugin, so I give you the link in the description down below. So let me go to the gallery. As you see, we take a screenshot when I make this model. So as you see, this is the rough ambient occlusion. So as you see, so this is how I start, and then we can add some background experiment. So blue is not looking good, so I decide to change, and then we apply the sun and the trees. As you see here, you can see the trees, but here is not a tree. And then sun, as you see, the sun is looking pretty glossy and very roundness. So what I'm going to do, with the same technique, you can just rough that sun. As you see, sun is rough like a low poly stuff. So that's how I create this low poly I hope you enjoy, and you can do this very easily. Just experiment with this type of object built in the Element 3D. And that's it guys, hope you enjoy. Make sure you leave a like and subscribe to our channel to see more content like this. So as always, we will see you in a very next one. Have a great day.